Welcome back to The Double Take. I'm Ethan Mitchell.
And I'm Josiah Mitchell.
And today we are diagnosing a video. We're talking about it. We're seeing what are the problems, what are the solutions, what's going on. It's about this woman who's talking to guys, and she's kind of talking about it from a guy's perspective.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because she's making some assertions about young men that on the surface can seem true, but we're going to try to pull back some of those layers and see if there's real, deeper truth in there or if some of it's just some falsities.
Yeah, so let's get right into it.
So this video seems to be a special one. I know it piqued our interest. You know, it's a lady. She's fairly attractive. She's talking to men, and she says right off the bat a few things that you might think is interesting. So I would encourage you to pay attention to this video that we're about to play for you and see how you feel. How do you feel respected? Do you feel respected when someone, like she says, brings you that cup of coffee without you having to ask for it? When someone cooks you dinner, when they do your laundry? I mean,
that's
come
huge.
on.
Come on now.
You know, stuff like that. So young men, pay attention to this video, and we'll try to diagnose a few truths afterwards.
Yeah, so let's watch it real quick.
Men are not babies, but here's the reality. They are. I don't understand this myself, but there's something about they could be hungry or whatever it is, but when their wife makes them a meal, it tastes totally different to whatever you could order or whatever they could order themselves.
There's a love to it. There's a support behind
being
it.
Seen.
Yeah.
It's being seen in a way that nobody else sees them. Of course, you can make your own coffee in the morning, but there's something about your wife just putting it there without you asking for it that just makes you feel seen.
So, interesting video for sure. First off, men are not babies.
No. And she was right when she started the video. She said, men are not babies. And then she said, no, but they are. Men are babies.
Yeah, it's just they're not, because men genuinely, by definition, are masculine.
That's right.
They do their roles. They serve. They help others. Men are not supposed to be babies. They can be babyish. Well, if you
Yes.
think about a baby, they cannot live without.
They're helpless.
Without help, right?
Yeah.
They have to be served their food. They have to be changed. They have to be washed. They have to be all these things. And men should not be that way.
No.
Men can have babyish traits, right? They can
Yeah.
expect these things like bring me my dinner, bring me my coffee, all these things.
Yeah.
And that's not great. But we don't want to be men like that. We want to be men who don't expect to be served, right?
But who serve selflessly. And that's a huge difference between men and babies. But another thing we want to talk about especially is how she said men want to be seen. And that's a little bit of a effeminate take on it. So men are less concerned about being seen than they are with being valued.
Right.
And
right.
so, you know, that old trope that women need love and men need respect. Now, there's a lot of truth to that, because men, they will feel seen, as she said, when they feel respected and valued.
Exactly. And men aren't just looking for opportunities for their girl to see them and they show off,
Yeah, exactly.
you're like we were talking about, you're backing out of the driveway and you're like, man, I hope baby checking this out.
You see that?
You see this?
No backup camera,
Come
nothing.
on, no. They don't want
No.
their baby to check out their bank account.
I mean,
and
it's
be
sick. I mean, it's
yeah.
sick.
I mean,
don't get me
if
wrong.
you could back out the driveway, kudos, right?
Yeah.
Or you can back up the driveway, But I mean, men don't just want you to be eyeballing them all the time.
Yeah, with the binocs and everything.
Yeah, no, that would not be good. But men want to feel valued, and they feel valued whenever you can appreciate verbally and physically, when you appreciate what they do and what they contribute. Right? We've seen a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies where the dad is often least respected in his home.
That's right.
Whereas he might be a big dog out in the business world, but he is bottom of the totem pole when he gets home. And that is so, it's very wrong, it's very backward, because a man needs respect in his household, otherwise the household is dysfunctional.
That's right.
And it would go such a long way if the man would hear from his kids like, Dad, I love you and I respect you, thanks for doing
Dad,
what you do.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I see you working hard and I want to be just like you.
Yeah, thanks for providing for us. And whenever a wife can say to her husband, which we've seen because our mother does this really well.
It's been hugely encouraging just as sons.
Right. Well, we see the example, our mother, how she respects and loves our dad for what he does and how she serves him so well. We see that, and we desire a relationship like that, because men feel so seen, quote unquote. They really feel valued whenever their work does not go unnoticed, whenever they're addition to the relationship and the household does not go unnoticed.
Right. And one thing, young men, hear us. What separates men from babies is that babies need to be served. Babies have to be served. Babies, by nature, demand service. Men do not. Men do not demand service. Men do not need service in the same way that babies do. But when men receive service without demanding it, that shows that value. But more importantly, young men serve others. Serve regardless of if anyone is watching, of if you're being seen or if you're being valued. Serve selflessly, and that is what separates the men from the grown infants.
Right. And what was the best example? The best example in history is Jesus Christ, who did not come to earth to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. I mean, just imagine, he is the Son of God, sent to earth to become like us. We're nothing special, right?
No, not at all.
Not at all. And he came to serve us in such a way that made us valuable because of his love. And it's absolutely amazing. And one thing that men need to understand is they should not be served because of what they've done. Right. If I was served based on what I've done, I shouldn't be served because I'm not a great person.
Put me right in there with it.
I have a horrible sin nature.
I mean, yeah.
I got all these things going on that are just so wrong with me. But that's the thing with service is it's not about who you are or what you've done. It's about the fact that I still love you and I'm going to serve you.
That's right. Because that is what Jesus has done for us by coming to earth, dying in our place for our sins, and rising, showing that death had no hold on him. He served death.
Yeah, he served him something.
That's right.
He said, oh yeah, watch this. Boom, out of the grave. Absolutely amazing. But that's another thing. And this guy and this lady, they talk about these things. And one thing that they say that's super interesting is they say, it's always so much better when someone else makes it for you.
And not just anyone, but she uses the example of, and she's got an accent and all, but she's like, your coffee, it's not as good when you make it. You could make it, but when your wife makes it, it's just so much better.
It's so delicious.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And the guy said, yeah, it's made with love. And I've been preaching this point for years.
We've been talking about this for a long time.
My younger brother, he used to make tea every day, sweet tea, Southern sweet tea. Come on, Georgians. And I would get on to him because I'd be drinking it at night going, man, it's like, it's okay. I don't taste the love, and he would give me the stank eye and everything. But what?
Get a stank eye, stanky leg.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, he's got a point because when someone out of love serves you or makes you food, it tastes so much better. It is so much sweeter because not only are you eating the food, but you are feeling the love and the appreciation from the action.
Right. And I've had so many sandwiches that I've made myself that were
super mid.
My sister or my mother could make me the same sandwich in the same way on the same day at the same time,
same
from
ingredients.
The same fridge. Everything's the same. And boy, I would take that sandwich 10 times out of 10.
Oh, hands down. I could make myself the fattest turkey sandwich. On a good day, it's like mid. It's super mid. And then my mom could hand me a piece of bread, and it tastes way better.
Mama, how'd you do this? This is so good.
I don't know what you put in there, but I love it.
This bread. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane how much whenever we are served by someone we love, and we don't even recognize it or expecting, when we don't expect it, it just means the world.
Right. And just a little side note here, we actually didn't really like to drink coffee whenever we were younger, but our sister who is older and married now, no, praise God for that, she's married, that's awesome. But whenever she left the house,
she's married to our producer, by the way.
Yeah, our producer. Anyway,
absolute stud.
But our sister would make us coffee, and we wouldn't really drink it ourselves because we didn't want to make it. But she said, hey, I'm going to make some coffee. Can I bring y'all some? And we'd say, yeah, whatever.
Sure.
And then she would bring us this coffee, and it was like, we would inhale it. It was so good.
Yeah, we were like caffeine addicts for a while.
And so then for the next year before she got married, she made us coffee every single day. And that's part of the reason we love coffee to this day, is because we got into it because our sister would make it for us, and she would make it for us with that love.
And she would serve us. Yeah,
She would. And it made it really hard when she left.
yeah, we couldn't really drink coffee very much after that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back at it.
Yeah,
but-
now we're over at her house. I mean, it's our producer is her husband, so yeah, we're drinking coffee together, talking about the show, cracking up.
He's an absolute
Good guy.
dog. But no, it just goes to show that like being served is such a blessing. But here's the point we want to drive home, young men.
That's right.
Is do not expect service.
That's right.
You shouldn't expect it.
In fact, do the opposite. Expect to serve.
Yeah, expect to serve. Go into a relationship or go into friendship or really go into treating anybody like, hey man, I'm just gonna serve you. And if you serve me, sick. But that's not why I'm serving you. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so serve, not in a babyish way, not in a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of a deal. But serve
expecting something in return.
right. Serve out of love. Serve the way Christ did.
That's
because
right.
he genuinely served us in such an immense way by coming and living the life we can't live, right? If we were served how we deserve, man, we would all be punished.
We would be going straight to eternal suffering and eternal death without the dying part.
Right. So don't be a baby. Don't be a
Be a man.
Don't be a grown man who has to be served. Or I'm gonna go to work, but then when I come home, like I expect all my stuff.
Have to have all the stuff.
I need all my ducks in a row. No, don't be like that. Just expect to serve and expect to serve, and when you are served, be thankful.
That's right. Well, that'll do it for us. This is the Double Take. We appreciate y'all. Tune in again later this week when we drop another show. And as always,
Be good.